Morning. Good morning. Hi. Friday. Freaking Friday. Small Business Mornings is on the air. I'm your host, Pat Miller, the Idea Coach. This is the daily meeting for small business owners everywhere. Fist pound. Let's freaking go because the weekend is this close. Before we get going today, some more great feedback coming in on the show and some ideas on our idea slamathon that we rolled out yesterday on the program. So we'll talk about that. And thank you for sending me your feedback, your questions, your comments, your sarcastic remarks, for putting in the chat. Hi, Pat, I'm here. I'm watching. That helps that little squirrel brain feel like you're not a complete failure. So if you're tuning in this morning, shout out in the comments and let me know you're here and share it on your social media and buy a billboard and hang it up there and all that good stuff that you do if you enjoy it. Let's talk about what's happening today. On today's program, we're going to talk about the news because we have some news on the recession. Like we're saying the recession, like it's happening. We're going to talk about the recession. We're going to play a guessing game around something that's in the news. And we have a super hot supermodel that we're going to talk about. So if you like super hot supermodels, not me. Come on, no, not me. Plus, it's Friday, and those of you in the Idea Collective know we will be celebrating our wins. So let's get going here. I want to say good morning to David. David, thanks for checking in. The weekend is so close. Going to Oshkosh near Milwaukee this weekend. Hell yeah, brother. Enjoy your trip. Thanks for tuning in. And David, thanks for leaving a comment to let us know that you're here. Okay, so like I say, we're going to celebrate our wins today, and we're going to hear from you. So should we get into the news? Right? Here's our rundown of today's show. I wanted to show my golfing cat because he makes me laugh. So no recession. That's what we're doing. Okay, let's get into the news. Oh yeah, don't forget, we're podcasting now. I'm really killing it. I'm forgetting all the things this morning. Yes, we're podcasting now. So if you want to get this show on the go, so like David wants to hear it while he's driving, we podcast it every single day. Just snap the QR code, and that way you can get your earballs on it. Lynn, good morning, my friend. Data Magic in the house. All right, so let's do the news. This is a news update. In the news, again, yesterday we shared some big news stories that you just didn't hear about if you only look at social media. Today, I didn't see this until I did my research this morning. U.S. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, powerful dude, he said earlier this week that the central bank's staff, and this is a quote, no longer forecasts a U.S. recession. Now, wait a minute. You're in small business. I'm in small business. Did you hear anyone say, yeah, the Fed doesn't think there's going to be a recession? Hello? Did you hear that? I had not heard that anywhere else. The Fed no longer forecasts a U.S. recession because if you talk to other small business owners, we have this like hanging over us like Canadian wildfire smoke. Like this recession is coming. And we just all have to get ready for it because it's going to come and life is going to suck and it's going to happen. Is that not what you've heard around the small business campfire? That it's going to happen? Apparently, the Fed doesn't think it's going to happen. And they said out loud on the record, it doesn't look like there's going to be a recession. That's news. Now, that doesn't mean we can go be silly with our money and we can't go out and spend recklessly. But it is something to note. He also said, we do have a shot, and those were his words, we do have a shot for inflation to return to target levels without higher levels of job losses. And again, as small business owners, what does job loss mean? Job loss means we go out of business. So thanks, Jerome. I hope that you're right. How about we do a guessing game? Should we do a guessing game in the news? Because I think this would be really fun. Let's do a guessing game with today's news because I just figure, we might as well. So I'll share the news story and then we'll play a guessing game. Now, here's the news story, and I'm going to say a name in politics, but before you freak out, I'm not going to talk about politics. I'm just giving you a warning. Here's the news story. new charges were rolled out against former President Donald Trump. Now, I'm not sure if he's any more gotten by these new charges. There's just more charges that have been rolled out. And I'm not sure if these new charges will help him win the Republican nomination because the Republicans think he's being targeted. So it might end up helping him in a weird way, like more felony. It's just politics, right? I'm not getting into the politics. We're not talking the politics. I'm trying to set up a guessing game here, okay? So don't have a thing because I said the name Donald Trump. But the guessing game is, I'm old, right? Maybe you're, older like I am. If you would have gone back in time to 1995 and heard someone say, hey, guess what? I'm from the future and President Donald Trump is a thing. If you were in 1995 and someone said that, you would have never believed them. That is absolute crazy talk. The man was on Fresh Prince. He was on Home Alone 2 as himself. It's completely absurd to think, again, 1995 self, to think President Donald, right? Doesn't that just sound like what? So here's the guessing game. The guessing game is who is equally as no way today. But yeah, you could kind of see it. So who is known in the culture right now as maybe a rich person, right? Oh, I'm a rich person, and maybe someday I'll be the president. Who might that be? Someone equally as surprising. And I have one. That's why it's a guessing game. So I've got one that I think is a pretty good bet. Known as a rich person in the culture, you'd be shocked if it happened, but maybe you could see it happen. Now, the natural answer, so guess in the comments if you can think of someone that might be the person to someday be president. That sounds completely crazy, but maybe you could see it. The immediate answer, and this is not the answer to the guessing game, but this is the immediate answer. The immediate answer is Oprah, right? Super rich, universally loved, and I could see that. If Oprah said, guess what? I'm going to try and be president. Couldn't you really see that? Couldn't you? I think she'd win in a landslide, don't you? But I don't think she's going to do it. And that's not the answer. So is there someone that we're missing? Super rich, influential. You never thought of them as a politician, but yeah, you could see it. Not Elon. No. Jeff Bezos? I mean, maybe, I guess. But no, that's not it. Okay, so have you made your guesses? Have you thought about who it might be? Who it might be. Known for being rich, getting more and more political. Who might it be? And Lynn, that's a good guess. Michelle Obama would be more likely. Not Oprah. That's true. Yeah, and if Michelle ever ran, she'd probably win in a landslide as well. Good guess, but not the answer. But good guess, Lynn. Okay, here's my guess. You ready? Because I think this is possible. I think it's possible. I don't think it's likely. But I think it's possible. Well-known, rich, getting more political, Mark Cuban. Can you not see that? I can absolutely see that. So he's got a real attitude and a chip on his shoulder. He's getting more political with what he's doing with his drug company. He doesn't seem to care much about what people think. And the reason why there's this mirror with Donald Trump, he's in the culture. Everybody knows Mark Cuban as a rich guy, entrepreneur, kind of maverick kind of dude, right? Doesn't that kind of feel like there's a similarity there? I don't know if he's as much of a narcissist as Trump, but couldn't you see that? If someone from the future came and said, hey, in 2048, President Mark Cuban. Could you see that? I think I could kind of see that. But I think Lynn has the best answer, Taylor Swift. Yes, of course. That's the right answer. Lynn, you win. President Taylor Swift. Yes. There's no G7 summit. There's just a concert in Warsaw. And all the presidents, like, she's so popular that the other world leaders just come hear her play music, and there's world peace. She sells enough albums to make sure that the nukes, like, listen, I'll write an album if you give me your nukes. Oh, yes, we'll do it. Mitch, good morning. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so now we're going to talk about something completely different. We are going to talk about influencers. We are going to talk about supermodels. And Mitch, I know you like supermodels. I'm just saying. We're going to talk about supermodels. Do you know who this is? Do you know this supermodel? 19, blonde chick from Finland, big time influencer. Has 100,000 followers on one of the platforms. I think it's TikTok. I don't even know. And her content, it kind of looks like this. It's very professional. Do you know who this is? Well, her name is Mia Sophia. Mia Sophia. 100,000 followers, and say it with me, because Mitch has nailed it. No pun intended. She's AI. She's fake. She's fake. She is fake. And if you go through her platform, there are a load of pictures like this that are equally as impressive, and they're all fake. And there's this outrage over her being fake, and that's what I want to talk about. So let's begin at the begin. You mean to tell me that people follow others on social media because they're hot? I'm outraged. No way. Come on. Right? Barbara, leader of our AI club inside the Idea Collective. Yeah, she's fake. And you should see the stuff on her social. It looks pretty real. So she's fake. And here's what I want to talk about. Does it matter? Does it matter at all that she's fake? And poor Susie. Yes, you're right, Susie. It does matter because the dating sites are now ruined. If you can like go into a computer and kick out someone that looks like this, what's going to happen on the dating sites? Because when you roll up to Applebee's, she's not going to look like this, right? Like this isn't who you're dating. This is who they think they look like, right? Okay, so does it matter that she's fake? So first of all, what is she influencing? She's got 100,000 people following her. What is she influencing? And let's say you see Mia's content and you fall in love with her and you want to be in the same room with her. What does that mean? Does it matter that she's fake? Well, okay. She's changing behavior. So if you want to be in the same room with her or any other social media influencer, you can't do it because that's called stalking. The real people on social media are just as fake as the AI. And that's not a critique of what they say or how they behave. What that is they're not in the room with you. They are on the other end of the screen. They're fake. They're imaginary. They're not a part of your world. Everyone you know from social media is fake. They're just as fake as AI because you're never going to meet them. You're never going to meet them. If you're following Mia and people like that on social media, you're not going to meet them. They might as well be fake. It doesn't matter. And then what is she influencing? She's influencing behavior. She's influencing other people that want to have 100,000 followers. People will copy what they're doing. And here's the other thing that she's influencing as far as behavior is concerned. We take solace and build confidence when we're doing something that's popular. We want to follow big accounts and we want to know what's going to be the next big thing. And that can be seen over the decades from the top 40 to Netflix trending charts to fashion to popular restaurants to Google star reviews, recommendations from friends, posting food on Instagram, Yelp, Travel Channel TV shows, and it goes on and on and on. You want to do the most popular thing. You want to follow popular people. And then people that want to get big copy other people that are already big. We want the reassurance that we're doing the right thing. And yes, Shadow the dog likes Mia, by the way. She says hello. So getting people's attention is really hard. Getting people's attention is really hard. If you look like this, you can get people's attention. So it's really two ways to get attention. You can be really, really fake and perfect, like her, who's not even a thing. Why am I calling it a her? This computer, right? So you can be either really fake and super hot, or you can be really real. Really fake or really real. In the middle seems to be the dead zone. And think about the stuff that you've posted online. What are the things that get the most reaction? Now, I don't have the benefit of looking like Mia. I mean, I do, but I don't like flaunt it, right? But I don't have the benefit of being some thirst trap. But I post a lot of content that's in the middle that nobody really cares about. And then on this show, I have a fight with my computer, and that's all people want to talk to me about. If you didn't see it earlier this week, my computer was not behaving. I almost had a fist fight with it live on the air, and it was the most incendiary post I made all week. Everyone wanted to talk about it because it was fun and it was relatable. So if you're waking up today and you're thinking you're in the middle and that's why people aren't reacting, either get hot or get real. Thank you, Mitch. Love you, bro. So those are your choices. And that's what I think Mia reminds me of. Do something outrageous, do something fun, or do something real. And you're right, Susie. I'm a total thirst trap. Look at me. My God. I don't even know how you're all focusing on what I'm saying because I'm so goddamn beautiful. Here's one other thing that I was thinking about with AI. There's kind of a conspiracy, and I'm going to call a conspiracy before it happens. So, and I'm just going to leave Mia up on the screen because you're welcome. So here's the conspiracy. Apple is supposedly getting ready to release their AI. At least that's the rumor, that Apple's going to release its own ChatGPT equivalent. The conspiracy idea is Apple has been communicating with us for years or months via AI. Can't you see, like the first week of the NFL season, here comes an Apple ad with the little piano and the whole thing, like an Apple ad. You can kind of see an Apple ad that says something along the lines of, our AI is so real, it's all we've used to talk to you for the last 2 years. Doesn't that sound like an Apple thing to do, to kind of show off how good their AI is, that they've been using it right in front of our eyes forever? Real and fake, I'm telling you, it's going to be the next big conversation if it's not already here. The deep fakes are terrifying as well. So if you're creating content, get real or get fake, but do one or the other if you want to get some impact. Okay, let's do our meme of the day, and then we're going to do our wins of the week celebration. So start firing up the old winometer. I want you to start thinking about what good happened to you this week, because we are going to share them in the chat. I'm going to share my wins as well, because again, this is Small Business Mornings. And if you're just tuning in, this is a conversation by and for small business owners, which means we get stuck on stuff that goes bad and we don't take time to celebrate the stuff that goes well. Every Friday inside the Idea Collective, we celebrate our wins. And every Friday on this show, we're going to do the same thing. Okay, so before we get to that, I want to share, if again, my computer wants to participate, our meme of the day. So our meme of the day here is this. I got served an ad by the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. And we talked about yesterday on the show how news is kind of in an interesting spot, that it's about engagement, not information. And the local Milwaukee newspaper, they're offering me access to their content, a subscription, for $1 for the rest of the year. Now think about that. $1 for the rest of the year. What does that mean? If the TV stations are free and their websites are free and everything else is free, but they want $1 for the year, like they want my credit card information? Is that what it is? Like I'm on file, or they have my database information so they can sell it to the advertisers? I mean, there's more value for me to subscribe than $1. I know that. But I wanted to share this because, again, back to the Mia Sophia conversation, if you're trying to get attention online or you're trying to get attention at all, this brand used to be the unquestioned authority in the state. I mean, this was the word of fact. And now they're inside Facebook paying for ads, trying to sell me a $1 subscription. Maybe they need Mia Sophia to work for the Journal Star or Journal Sentinel. Journal Star, that was the paper in Peoria where I grew up. Maybe they need like hot AI presenters. And you know what? Barbara makes a good point. Where are the hot AI dudes? Maybe they need like, Tyler to like read the news for the Journal Sentinel, like no shirt, 19 pack. You know what I mean? That could be the strategy for the Journal Sentinel to grow, perhaps, is to go get some super hot fake AI news presenters, and maybe they'd be able to charge more than $1. Okay, a reminder, we're podcasting the show. Would love to have you take part in it so we can go with you where you go over the weekend. So snap the QR code and make sure that you grab the show so we can continue the conversation. And that way, if you can't make it to your social media feed at 9 o'clock, oh yeah, the thing this morning, I forgot. We'll be there by about 10 o'clock Central. Okay, question of the day, time for your wins. Let's do our wins. I want you to think of one thing that went well this week. And there's a science to this that I can not prove because I don't have any data. I made it all up, but that's okay. Who cares? It's my show. Made it up. And yes, talking about hot guys for the Journal Sentinel, the Savannah Bananas without jerseys. I know that's what you're waiting for, Susie, for our fundraiser. And like I said earlier, we have a little bit to talk about with the fundraiser because we had some brainstorming yesterday. So we're doing an event with the Savannah Bananas, and we've got a twist on how we're going to raise even more money for them. So we're going to talk about that here in a minute. All right, but let's do the wins. Where were we? Let's do our wins. Time for our wins. So can you think of something that went well for you this week? Like something good. Because if I asked you right now, hey, what bad happened to you this week? I guarantee you can think of something bad that happened to you this week. But what good happened to you this week? Think about that. Did you get a call back from someone you were waiting on? Did you find a better vendor that costs you less? Did you, I don't know, find an event that's going to make a difference? Did you find a new piece of software that's going to save you time? Did you hire a virtual assistant to help lighten your load? Did you take Wednesday afternoon off and hit a golf ball just because you felt like it? Just saying. What went well this week? And shout out to Susie. Susie hit her quarterly goal. Right on. Quarterly goal? Quarterly goal? It's July. You hit your quarterly goal. It's the first month of the quarter, girl. Congratulations. So share your wins of the week. And we definitely want to make sure that we're celebrating those things. All right, Mitch has got one here too. One of my clients is about to blow up, and I helped introduce him to a potential key client. See? High five. High five. Totally a win. And you remember those things because now you can say, you know what? Some bad things happened this week, but some good stuff happened too. I'm not a complete failure. Things are on the right track. And Susie, thank you for clarifying. Hit your monthly goal. Still awesome. Congratulations. So stuff that I have from this week, right? I made some connections this week. I made a connection with a new potential partner called Simply Business. I made a connection this week with JP Morgan Chase. Hello. I had a great one-on-one with Ryan Dowdy. I was on a podcast interview with Young Lee on the Chicago Business Review. I was on another podcast with Erin Marcus from Conquer Your Business. She's so smart. It makes my head jealous. She's so smart. And the feedback on this show has been amazing. And I want to shout out some people that have been really supportive of the show so far. But we do want to share Barbara's goal, hit her profit percent goal. Right on. Nice job. Now, Susie, Mitch, and Barbara, you just shared good things that happened to you. If we didn't stop and think about what those things were, you probably just would have plowed ahead with all the other crap you got to do today. But we stop and we celebrate and we remind ourselves that good things are happening. So some shout outs this week to people that really supported the show and gave me some good vibes. Teresa Wilmot and Supreme Gecko on YouTube and Mary Irish and Taylor Scott and Rhonda Deaver and our dear friend Bron Watson in Australia. Going through a little bit of a health bump here, but Bron, we believe in you and we're sending you love from the U.S. Christine Bannister Welsh, Tom Brousseau, Wendy Babcock, David Marlowe, who's one of my favorite humans on the planet. And those of you that are tuned in today, Susie and Mitch and Barbara and Lynn and others. And Lynn's got a win. Let's share Lynn's win. I fired a client and walked out with agreements that they will still give an endorsement. Yes. That is the double dip win of the day. A pain in the ass client got sent to the curb, but they're still going to endorse you for future gigs. Way to go, Data Magician. That's awesome. So thank you for being a part of this show. I really appreciate it. And I'm always open for your feedback. So I want to know, how can we make it better? Before we get out of here, let's talk about the Idea Slamathon. So we have this event going on with the Savannah Bananas. They're coming to town. It's going to be the thing of the year in early September. Hundreds of thousands of people are trying to get tickets. We're doing a fundraiser with them for the Islands of Brilliance charity. One night we're going to party with the team, and then the next couple of days we're going to go see them play baseball. It's going to be just incredible, and we're at about halfway sold out because it's a pre-sale week. Next week on the show, I'll start sharing the link so we can sell out the rest of the tickets for the fundraiser. But we had an idea, and the idea was, let's do on this show an idea slam. So if you don't know what an idea slam is, inside the Idea Collective, we bring together small business owners and we just talk about what's going on. And we talk about challenges and opportunities, and then the wisdom of the crowd jumps in and brainstorms with the person that asked the question. So they want to know how they can get more one-on-ones, or how can I improve my pitch for a speaking gig, or has anyone ever seen this before? And we all kind of brainstorm with them. Well, I want to do that on this show because I love doing it. It's a lot of fun. But the idea is to do an Idea Slam-a-thon to raise money for the Islands of Brilliance. We have people make a donation. They come on the show. We all brainstorm for them. And then when their time is up, the next person comes on, makes a donation, and we brainstorm for them. And the a-thon part is we keep going until there are no more donations. So this is one of those ideas that sounds really good on paper. And then you start putting it in practice and you think, I could see getting 15 or 20 donations, right? Well, if you did 15 minutes a segment, 20 donations is, do the math, 5 hours. This show's 30 minutes. This is 30 minutes and I need to take a bath to relax. Like 5 hours. And I think we can do it. But 5 hours would mean we're raising boatloads of money for the Islands of Brilliance. So here's the update. We kicked it around in the Idea Slam yesterday for the Idea Collective. And we were kind of talking about timing, like mid to late August, in that range, because the event with the bananas is in early September. And that we would have people donate to get on the air. And then we'd go until we drop. We'd go until we run out of donations. But then we also thought, see that little QR code in the corner? That we could put a QR code up there like that, where people could just give a donation to the charity if they wanted to. So you could either donate by snapping the QR code or by coming on, either way. But we think this is going to happen. This is going to happen, right? The question is, how long do you think it would last? And I think we could probably go for 2 hours, maybe. 3? I don't know. But I think it's a great idea, and it's definitely going to be a lot of fun, and we want you to be a part of it. We will get our act together, and we will start sharing the links here real soon. This week, all 5 days in a row, 9 a.m., Small Business Mornings. It's a daily conversation for small business owners. I'm Pat Miller, the Idea Coach. I really believe that this conversation needs to happen each day. We need to check in with one another and see how we're doing. And if this vibe feels right for you, just know that the Idea Collective small business community, this is happening 24/7, where we're all walking with one another while we build our small business. You can see links to that inside my profiles and where you find me online. I'm Pat Miller, the Idea Coach. It is a Friday, so there is a golf ball that must be hit. Go do what makes you happy and remember why you're building your small business dream. We'll be back Monday morning at 9 a.m. Thanks